we have about 1,000 Google reviews. We probably are approaching 1,100. Now, there was a little snafu where we had started 2 Remove It Pros accounts as over the years. You know, I'm working in the field doing our job, and I'm doing our accounting, and I'm doing our it's basically wearing all the hats. So what happened is I created 2 Google accounts for Remove It Pros at some point in time. One of them has 12 Google reviews on it, or 15 or something like that, and the other one has 1,000 on it. So we're trying to merge those 2. Well, while we were trying to merge those 2, Google, I don't even start to talk about this stuff. So I sent them detailed instructions. I needed them to combine these 2. Well, they took Reuse It Pros and Remove It Pros that are under the same building, and they combined their Google reviews. So right now we have a 4.9 because, you know, the retail sales store doesn't carry the 5.0 that we carry at the Remove It Pros. You know, you're selling used stuff. It's a little bit different ballgame. So, okay, now let's talk about Google reviews. Now here's how we handle Google reviews. So it all starts with the first phone call. Someone calls us, we call them back. And we say, hey, you called us. What do you need? And then they say, well, I need this. So then we say, okay, well, what we want to do is we want to come out and bid the job out for you. And they're like, well, can't you just come and do it? No, we can't. You want to know why? Because we want to have we don't tell them this, but we want to have a Google review at the end of this because we want to make sure that they're happy. So what happens is we go and we walk the job with them and we give them a price. Okay, now if they don't think our pricing is where it needs to be, okay, we don't have to do business together. It's okay. But what has happened in the past, we bid stuff up over the phone. You show up, the job's different than what they had told you. A lot of times if you're dealing with homeowners, they don't have any idea about how to do construction stuff. They've done a little bit with their mom and dad. Their mom and dad didn't know anything about it either. And you have a problem. You have a problem straight out the gate because you have unrealistic expectations. So what we do is we go through, as time has gone on, we've learned that we want to deal with the contractors because the contractors can educate the customers and we can just come in and do our part of it. And we make them very valuable and we make them look great. We make us look great too by doing the job because we're doing some really rare things today. And I'm being sarcastic as I can be. We actually show up when we say, and if we're going to be late, we call you. And we do what we say. We clean up after ourselves. We treat your stuff better than we treat our stuff. We don't make a mess. We don't when we're in these lobbies of these high rises, these very fancy high rises. You got one guy who's doing renovation, and you got 100 other people that live there that are not doing renovation, and they don't want to walk this stuff they don't want to walk the dirt into their units and stuff like that. So we pay attention to that. When we're done with the job, we have them come back. And the reason we have them come back is because we're all humans, okay? So we have them come back because we want to make sure that they didn't forget anything. We want to make sure that we didn't forget anything. And we want to make sure that if they got any add-ons, they can add them on. And we want to show them that the job is completely done. So what that does for everybody involved, it puts the spotlight on our guys to not take a shortcut and not get all the screws out, or not to get all the tile up on every little nook and cranny in the whole place. It puts the spotlight on them to get it done because they're going to invite the customer back. So that you call the customer when you leave the job, when you leave our facility in the morning, and we do some things a little bit different than everybody else. For example, we repurpose a lot of stuff. The guys bringing back the stuff, they put it in their van, they bring that stuff back that way. They put the trash in the dump trailer, they bring it back as a group in the mornings. We unload everything together. So if somebody's kitchen cabinet set is beat up or whatever, well, they're catching grief from the guys because collectively, part of your job is to bring this stuff back. That's why we pay so well. So if you're not doing that, you got an issue. The other guys have got the issue with you as well. So Now, you're going to say, what's this got to do with Google reviews? It does. Everything comes together. So at the end, when you're done doing that, everybody gets in their trucks and they all go down to the gas station down the street. They're told to fuel up their trucks and then get what you need for the day, because we're not pulling off the job. Now, there's a lot of reasons why we don't pull off during the job. Now, if you've been in the construction industry, you know that when people take off for lunch, a lot of times they don't come back. You have people that get lost. They get a flat tire. They went to see their mom. One guy needed to get something, go pay his phone bill. Now you got 3 guys that didn't come back to the job while they're waiting in line for their turn. You know, there's just all these things. So we've learned that once we're on the job site, we stay on the job site. The other thing is, when you're working in these high rises, if you get your dumpster truck in the right position, you're hauling everything out. Well, now you're not hauling at 500 feet, you're hauling at 50 feet. Makes a big difference in your day, especially if you're working in this crazy Florida heat. So you got all that stuff. So we show up in the morning. The guys show up on time. We go to the job. We call the customer on our way. We go down to the gas station. Racetrack is at the end of our street. And the funny thing is the name of our street is Racetrack Road. Isn't that funny? And they pick up what they need for the day. We go to the job. We stay put all day long. And we do the job from A to Z. The number one thing we do, going to the job, first day, we meet the customer. I need to know what you want me to do. I want you to show me what you want me to do. Point it out, tell me what not to take out, and so on and so forth. So we're going to take a marker. We're going to mark the walls that are coming out. We're not going to mark any walls that are not coming out. And then we basically walk through the job with them. So then, whether it takes 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, or whatever, so we tell them, say, hey, when I'm done, I'm going to call you and I'm going to have you come back and walk the job with me. I want to make sure that we got everything done that you asked and got it done to the satisfaction of. So, and they'll say, well, I can't make it back. Well, that's when the guys call Talon. Talon calls them up and says, look, you got to come back and look at the job. Why? You have to. And if they say, well, we can't, Talon's going to say, we're not coming back then. Okay. So if we didn't get everything done that you asked us to get done, and then there was some sort of a misunderstanding, we're gonna have to fit it into our schedule, and we're busy. We're going to be on another job tomorrow. I need you to come back now. So typically, through the years, we've trained them to do that. So, and what happens is customer satisfaction goes through the roof because they walk through. They're very excited you got everything done, and they're not walking through with you gone and seeing that you missed 10 screws or you missed 2 little pieces of something down on the floor or whatever. And what happens is our customer satisfaction is off the chain. Now, while they're elated, while they're excited, and so on and so forth, the crew leader says, hey, if you give us a Google review, all the guys on my crew get a bonus. So he gets a bonus, and each one of the guys on his crew gets a bonus. So there we have incentives in place. So this is how we get so many Google reviews. The other thing is say, do you know how to do that? And they'll say, well, no. Okay, let me walk you through it. Okay? So then they show them how to do it. So guess what happens? The experience from talking to Lisa all the way through the experience of getting the job completely done has been fantastic. So we get more Google reviews than everybody else. That's why. Okay? You got to ask for Google reviews. If you don't ask for them, you don't get them. So my competitors have 20 to 50. My main competitors, there's only like 10 of them. I have more than all of them put together. Okay? So it's just because we do things just a little bit different. Now, our word of mouth advertising is off the chain because of this. Everybody's happy. It's a good thing. So all this stuff, if you follow what we do, we have little systems for everything we do in our business. It's a very unsophisticated business, but it's done in a sophisticated way in the sense that we have a procedure for everything we do. So this is Remove It Pros Demolition is our main channel. Okay, this is the Remove It Pros Pure Entrepreneur. We're basically teaching you how to do what we do and also walking you through our journey on learning how how to go into our second and third and fourth and fifth and sixth, whatever locations. We're just basically taking you on the journey with us. So we'll see you on the next video, and thanks for watching.